Our next question, we saw that you hit your target of $5,000, which is amazing. And we wanted to know what you'll be doing with that money.
I need to read over this printout he just sent me where it like invoice telling me where it was all going. But one thing that we did is the album that I had, my first album that I produced, or we produced back in 2017 is when I released it. I didn't really give it, I don't know. I kind of like gave up on it as soon as I released it. I don't know why I did that. I just, like I said, with the studio experience, I just got scared. And whenever I released it, I was like, I liked it, but I didn't feel like there was enough of, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. But I didn't give it what it deserved, really. And I never created a music video, even though I had a buddy that was always telling me, let me make you a video. And he does a great job. He did Nia's video.
Yeah. Sometimes Brad is like, when I was over there, he's like, I really want to do a video with Amber. I really want to do a video with Amber. So I'm really glad that we finally got to see Arkansas Line in a video. Like, it's so good as well, by the way.
Well, you know, and I'm with Brad like twice a week. It's stupid that I never, I think sometimes you take your friends or your family, the people you're closest to, for granted, and you kind of forget, you know, things about them. And I think that's what happened. But yeah, we finally did do Arkansas Line. And I just really felt like we couldn't move on to the next project without me at least giving one of those songs what it deserved. And that was my favorite one of the CD and the namesake of the CD. So, but on from that, December 4th is our first release. And I don't know what all I can say about it. It's a Christmas song. I can say that.
Oh my gosh. Can't wait to hear that.
And I guess it's okay to say this. It is a remake of, not necessarily did I know this song, but whenever I showed my dad which one it was, he was like, oh, that's a great song. And I was like, oh, I've never heard this song. But it's by a really awesome artist. So I'll be covering their song. And I'm really excited about that.
Wow, that's so cool.
And then after that, we will be releasing one a month. And so that money has gone towards this one coming up in December. A little bit of video work for like little teaser reels we're going to do for the next couple of ones. And then kind of at the beginning of January, I guess I can tell you the name of that one. We're releasing a song called Barbershop. And y'all know I work at a barbershop.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
So it's a nice little song about that. My dad is already in love with it. He hadn't heard the final version, but every customer that comes in the barbershop, he's like, play that barbershop song, play that barbershop song. And then in February, we've already got that one done. And that one's going to be a very special song. It'll be the first song I've ever written about my brother that passed away.
Oh, wow.
And his birthday is in February, and we're going to release it really close to his birthday. So that's going to be, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds really good though. Like, you know, you got a plan, and, you know, the whole reason why we wanted to do this, like, we have a uni project, and technically we don't really need to. So basically, like, this is semester one, obviously, and we just had to do a business plan and kind of set up like a business basically. And obviously coming in to do gigs, like, we're quite limited.
Yeah,
definitely. And if we were going to take this in second semester, then we would have to put our business plan in action. But then we're just thinking, and I like, literally your fundraiser came up on like my Facebook as we were talking about it, and it's like, oh my god, we should totally do something for Amber. Like, this is, you know, we don't even have to just like talk about it and not do it. We could do it. Yeah. And so, you know, like, I mean, it's probably not going to be much. I won't lie to you. But, you know, anything is like,
anything's a little something.
Because we know as students, we're broke. So.
Well, if you know me, I appreciate everything. So, and I've been a student. I've gone to college. I totally get it.
Yeah. So we just thought, you know what, like, this should, like, hopefully, like, it will go towards something, you know? So, like, it's great that you've already got a plan for it. And oh my god, like, when I saw that you hit the $5,000 mark, I was like, yes, it's amazing. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I was supposed to, based on, so we really have 8 songs that we've been working on.
Yeah.
We want at least 12 because we would like at the end of releasing, you know, one a month to make an album, obviously. If not, if we're not able to afford everything, you know, we might stop at 4 and do an EP and then do another 4, or we might stop at 8. We're not really sure. It really all depends on funding.
Yeah.
But one thing that's really cool with this producer is he's working with me on all of that. He understands that I don't have that. And so we go ahead and work on things, but we're kind of like, I guess, watching where the money goes, not trying to spend too much, but not trying to sit stagnant and not always be working on something.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a tightrope because you're just kind of crossing your fingers on the money and you're continuing to work forward, because if you don't, you know, creativity it's going to stop and maybe y'all will, I don't know, things will happen. And so it's better to just keep it going, but it's also really scary. So I was supposed to actually do the Kickstarter for 10,000. But being the broke person that I am, I could not palate that. I was like, that's way too much money. So we decided, Mark and I, that let's start with 5, see how that goes. And then let's do another 5 in a different way. And I've already had some people reach out to me for the next 5 to do like house concerts, private shows and stuff. One guy's an auctioneer here in town that does like our big charities in Memphis. And he said he would do a big auction and donate his time and show me how to do a successful auction. I make jewelry and I make art, and I've been thinking about maybe selling that specifically for this project.
Yeah.
And just there's some, I can't think of all of them right now, but we want to be a little more creative and not just, I don't mind a little bit asking people for money, you know, and we gave people things, you know, I gave them merchandise in exchange for that money, but just in general, I don't like asking people for money. It would be way more worth it to me, and I hope them to, if I'm feeling like I'm working for it, to be making it. And so,
Definitely.
you know, and then maybe one day some huge investor will come out of the sky and decide that. But at this moment, we do have 8 songs total that we are working on that are pretty close to being done. Just the recordings. Obviously, we would like videos for some of those and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. 8 is where we're at, kind of.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, like, I think I saw a bit of your telethon at South Main Sounds.
That was so much fun.
It looked really cool, and I was like, oh darn, like, man, I wish we could travel right now, because I would have loved to have gone. But yeah, and I was watching that, and I heard you saying like that you were looking to raise more money than just like the 5,000. So I was wondering about that, but yeah, that makes sense.
I hadn't talked to you yet, and I told Mark, I was like, I hope she knows that whenever this cutoff happens, that doesn't mean I'm not still going to be raising. That just means we used the Kickstarter platform for that first one, and I had never used their platform. And I learned that for my clientele and customer base, I don't think it was the best option.
Okay.
I had a lot more people that told me they felt more comfortable giving it to me in hand than going through the website. Apparently you had to create an account, and like there was just some hoops that I guess my country folk out here in Arkansas didn't want to jump through. And so I feel like I would do a better bet, you know, doing these house concerts and selling jewelry and just raising money the way I know to raise money.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, you know, I do that charity every year, which we didn't do it this year, where I raise money for motorcyclists and their families. And I just kind of do that by hand, by going around and asking for donations and by selling jewelry and all the normal things that I do. And I think that's how I'm going to have to do this music thing. So it kind of worked out that we didn't have one of those events this year, because I would have felt bad asking people for money twice.